Well, if you haven't heard by now, Battlefield 2042 is broken as hell, and guess what? They decide to blame Halo. Why wouldn't you? Let's blame the competition. Hi everybody and welcome to my channel. This is Ashtray here with another video. Did you hear? It's Halo's fault that Battlefield 2042 sucks. According to an article via Xfire written by Tim Henderson, EA acknowledges Battlefield 2042 failure with Town Hall post-mortem. Now in this meeting, held by EA management, they blame several key factors to the reason why Battlefield 2042 failed and has not been well received. EA management ran a company town hall meeting today, giving previously unknown insight into how the launch of Battlefield 2042 has been perceived internally by key executives. EA has fully acknowledged the disappointing launch of Battlefield 2042 in its latest internal town hall meeting held today, February 15th. These quarterly calls aim to provide company-wide updates on the business and looking to the past, present, and future. While, in my opinion, they could have looked more to the future instead of just putting out a half-assed game. The article states, one of the biggest takeaways from the call held today was the huge focus on Battlefield 2042. EA execs spent over 20 minutes discussing what went wrong with the launch and also how the company sees the future of Battlefield 2042 and the Battlefield franchise going forward. Now, Laura Melee, EA's chief studio officer, led the discussion of Battlefield 2042 by acknowledging EA's wider success, both past, present, but said they're really important to acknowledge the misses that they have. Melee goes on to blame the Snowdrop engine, saying that it was old tech that they needed to update. Why would you go ahead and use an engine that's not capable of what you want it to do and then work 18 months to then update that engine? So there's a fail right there within the company. Whose decision was that to go ahead with that? And if the engine wasn't capable of doing it, either use a different engine or you have to then take out or not do those perceived things that you want to do with the game. Here it says another reason for the fail of Battlefield 2042 puts forward by management, in which shouldn't surprise anyone, is the work at home environment. Okay, a lot of things are getting blamed for the virus and having to work at home. So you can sort of understand that, but then isn't that just a reason right there to delay the game? I would think so, personally. Goes on to say, according to Melee, after the Battlefield beta last summer, EA received a lot of feedback concerning bugs and unpolished areas and experience. Yeah, I played some of the beta myself, and there was artifacting and all sorts of graphical issues going on. It was present right there in the beta, so that should be enough, and that's why it's a beta as well. If you release that, you get people to play it, and it obviously, develops and shows that there's a lot more bugs than even probably realized internally. So that cause right there is enough to say, all right, well, we need to delay this. But see, these companies, EA, etc., they're just greedy. They're just greedy. They just want the money. They need to release these games in certain time slots according to their shareholders, etc. And so they do it anyway. But these people are idiots. They don't even understand that now hurts the franchise. People are going to be more skeptical of the game going forward, and they might not even purchase it, which is going to, in turn, hurt future sales. So where do these guys, where's their brain at? Where do they come up with this stuff? They're only hurting it for a short-term gain, which doesn't make any sense. They need to get their act together. That's for sure. Not only blaming it on bugs, the work environment, and the DICE Snowdrop engine, they blamed Halo. Halo released unexpectedly and was polished. It was polished. Yeah, they're supposed to be polished. Didn't they get the memo? Games are supposed to come out polished, basically finished, with a few tweaks here and there, a little bit of shine maybe before launch. That's why they release betas, etc. That's the whole point of it. Not to just bring out a buggy mess and then still release the game going, from there. That's just ridiculous. It goes on to further say, however, according to EA, things took a turn, and that turn, he clears his throat, so he knows it's bullshit. The surprise release of Halo Infinite multiplayer. Yeah, that's right, exactly. According to Melee, the comparison between both games was not favorable because, quote, Halo Infinite was a very polished title, whereas Battlefield 2042 contained bugs and wasn't as polished. So you knew there were bugs and you still launched the game. This is what I'm talking about. These guys are just greedy. EA, you're greedy. You can't turn around now and say that there's an issue with the game and start blaming everybody else but yourselves. Look at yourselves. Stop being greedy. You're known for being greedy. And this just proves it even further, and then turn around and blame other things but yourselves and your greediness. Come on now. Furthermore, the game's poor Steam reviews were put down to PC players having a performance cap, which players on Steam found upsetting. In addition, negative player feedback overall was focused on 3 key areas which EA would further elaborate on, and they were bugs and performance, the game not aligning with all player expectations. Well, yeah, exactly. So again, you had the information, you were given the information, and yet you still launched and released the game at a buggy mess, knowing that you're up against Halo Infinite and, more importantly, COD, Call of Duty. If you're going to compete with Call of Duty, you need to make sure that you're on point every time you release a game. I think what they need to do now is go back to the drawing board, stay quiet, fix the game, take as long as it needs to fix, or start a new game altogether. Either way, the next released game must be spot on 100%. But this brings me to another point. They might just keep updating this and fix it as they go. But what might save it is if they put it into Game Pass. Now, I've heard some people say that before. I agree. I think it needs to go into Game Pass just to save it, just to keep it going, keep paying numbers up. People will play it if it's available in Game Pass. A lot of people still pick that up, and that'll help. That'll help EA get their money back, give them the opportunity to update it, and it will give players, gamers that are already subscribed to Game Pass, the game basically for free, which will help keep numbers up. Anyway, that's my video for today. It's ridiculous that you would blame Halo for this, but there you have it. Links in the description below, article from xfire.com. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Share it out if you like. This is Ashtray. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.